I'm Njiru. I come from an organization called Inc. Coaching, and what we do there is develop individuals and corporate companies towards clarity in vision, continuous improvement in their processes, and also confidence in execution. I'm happy to be here. I've come to learn to lead better and lead more strategic. Wow. And the reason I'm saying wow is because I didn't feel like it was a training. I felt like it was an engagement that helped me understand myself better, but also helped me understand strategy better. Sometimes strategy feels like an animal, but the last 2 days has really been eye-opening just to see myself in a simplified way executing and influencing change. The content was really important, and the fact that it was not put in jargons and frameworks and those big documents, it actually gave me time to understand the specifics of a strategy. For example, cascading. Every time I have heard about cascading, I've thought of it as a very huge process, and the mindset towards cascading is always watanielewa, but today, it was very, very clear on how to cascade in 3 different levels. That is at the CEO level, at the management level, and also at the individual level. My eyes have been opened to the fact that, at the individual level, even as the MD, I'm actually at the individual level. So as much as I'm creating KPIs and targets and objectives for everyone else in the team, my eyes have been opened to start with myself and then help the rest of the team understand their KPIs. You cannot not communicate. You cannot not communicate. How often I check up on my team means something to them. How I choose to speak to them means something to them. How I respond to their messages, whether SMS, WhatsApp, or emails, means something to them. As a leader, I'm taking home the idea of communicating intentionally to motivate a specific behavior. And one of the highlights was, the fact that I was brought to the knowledge that simplicity sells better than you using big words and big targets. So in one of the experiential activities, we were making random steps just to see where we're going. But, it came to mind that every step affects the other step. So if you don't have an end in mind, you end up moving, but no progress. So one thing I've learned is to take time to sell the vision as a leader, but also take time to involve and get buy-in from the team when it comes to objectives, targets. But more importantly, as a leader, follow through. Always be there with the team. Ask the right questions. I think that came out very clearly, that the question can trigger growth and can also trigger insecurity. So I think what I've learned is crafting. I'll take the 2 hours Angela told us to take every day to craft those questions with an end in mind of inspiring movement and inspiring impact. I personally feel part of my team needs to come for this workshop for them to understand why I am fired up, the way I'm fired up. But also on a personal level, I think it's a very important program for you as an individual, because one of the things I've taken home is strategic mindset is not all about organizations and companies. How do you live your life? Do you live your life strategically? How do you create relationships? How do you maintain relationships? Because creating them and maintaining them is another thing. So one thing I'm taking home is that everything has to be intentional, and I have to articulate, and if possible, put it on calendar, what I want to do with a very specific output on what I want to get.